The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
The Badger Hockey Digest, presented by Charter Communications.
Welcome to the Badger Hockey Digest, brought to you by Charter. I'm the radio voice for Wisconsin hockey, Brian Posick. Well, it's been an interesting start to this season, to say the least. Badgers opened in early October against Northern Michigan, lost a couple of games in Green Bay, went to Duluth and took 3 of 4 points from the Bulldogs in their first series of WCHA play, and then returned to the Kohl Center 2 weeks ago in their first series at home this season and dropped a pair of games to Colorado College. Also, during this span of 4 weeks or so, Nick Kurdilis, the highly touted freshman, was ruled ineligible for the first 10 games this season for allegedly violating NCAA amateurism rules. Mark Zangerly, Wisconsin's top returning scorer, in fact the nation's top returning scorer, suffered a broken left index finger and will be out at least a month. And then last week, a shocker to head coach Mike Eaves, as assistant coach Bill Butters stepped down 6 games into his 3rd season on the staff. Bill said he wanted to follow his true passion, his ministry to God. Oftentimes things change in sports. It's happened with Wisconsin hockey, with players leaving early for the pros. Coaching changes as well, and this is just another change that Mike Eaves and his program will have to deal with.
I think part of our world as coaches is the fact that change is part of the norm, whether it's injury, whether you're traveling and you have bad weather, or whether it's the middle of a game where a referee makes a call that you don't agree with. So I think, once again, change is the constant. And we certainly had our moments of change this season already, with the latest being with Coach Bill leaving. I think there was a couple days that I felt the guys were in a little bit of shock, mourning, to use a couple of adjectives. But on Saturday when we practiced, we competed against each other for about an hour and 45 minutes. And if there was any, I think it was put in the back and we've moved forward. So change is a constant. It's what we deal with all the time in the coaching world, and I think what we deal in life.
Mike Eaves is searching for a part-time replacement for Bill Butters, but in the meantime, he and assistant coach Gary Shuchuk will handle things, including this weekend when the Badgers play at Minnesota. The Gophers, the defending McNaughton Cup champs, will preview the series and talk with assistant captain and senior forward Derek Lee when we come back on the Badger Hockey Digest.
Football, Wi-Fi, wings, now that's a business plan.
Glad you like it.
Question is, how are you liking Charter Business?
Well, our internet's a lot more powerful than with phone company DSL. It can actually run all this now. Plus, we've got reliable phone and we're saving like crazy.
Another everyday victory. Let me see your in-zone dance.
No, I don't dance.
All right, let's just do a flying chest bump and call it a day.
To save over 25% versus the phone company and get up to a $500 gift card, call now.
Welcome back to the Badger Hockey Digest. Wisconsin getting ready for a weekend series at Mariucci Arena against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And happy to have senior assistant captain, forward, and North Vancouver, British Columbia native Derek Lee with us here on the Badger Hockey Digest. Nice to see you. And being from Vancouver, I suppose you want to get the National Hockey League up and going here pretty soon, right?
Absolutely. Want to get back my Vancouver Canucks. I got to watch them. So
there you go. Please soon.
Hopefully.
Please soon. Derek, it's been an interesting start to the season, as we mentioned in our open, to say the least. Most recently, Bill Butters, assistant coach, decided to leave the program. And Bill's a great guy. Brings a lot of levity to the locker room and to the bench, as we saw in Duluth during the Kiss Cam episode a few weeks ago. But I know the players were taken aback. Certainly Mike Eaves and Gary Shuchuk were as well. But what was your reaction when you heard that Coach Butters was stepping down?
I mean, it was a sad day. I mean, like you said, Bill was kind of the guy that lightened up the locker room. He's a fun guy, and I think we all love Bill, and he's a good friend to us as well as a coach. And it's tough to see anybody leave, and especially somebody that we cared about so much like Bill. But he's following his passion, and we're happy for him that way as well. So we're moving on, and but we're happy for Bill that he's following his passion and going back to what he was doing before.
Yeah. Now, Bill Butters was in charge of the defense and the penalty kill. Derek is not a defenseman, but has seen time on the penalty kill. So what do you do in the meantime until Mike Eaves finds a replacement for Bill Butters, at least in that regard.
We're going to be okay. We have Mike Eves and Gary Shuchuk as coaches, so in that regard, those two guys are real good coaches by themselves. So they're gonna take over that role that Bill left us with, and we're gonna be fine with those two running the helm. I mean, Coach is obviously a mind for the game, and he's coached the defense before, so we're gonna be good.
Yeah. Mike Eves' credentials obviously speak for themselves. Gary Shuchuk, as a player, was an All-American at Wisconsin, scored 40-plus goals back in the 1990 National Championship season, and kind of cut his teeth in the lower levels of hockey, but has been on the staff now for 3 years. What's it like working and playing for Gary Shuchuk?
It's great. I mean, he's a guy that really pushes you, and at the same time, he's one guy that builds you up as well. So he's got a lot of little tricks that help the forwards out, especially. Whether they be face-offs or little plays in front of the net or just trying to get separation. So Gary's a guy that I've really learned a lot from in the years I've been here, since he's been here. So Gary's definitely been an added bonus to our program. So we're happy to have him.
Yeah. Now the Badgers will head to Minnesota this weekend, minus their top returning scorer. Mark Zangerly broke a finger while blocking a shot against Colorado College a couple of weeks ago. You know how good Mark is, whether it be 5-on-5 or on the power play or even on the penalty kill. What do you do in his absence?
Well, you can't really replace a guy like Mark. Like you said, he's our top end guy. He's the kind of the quarterback on the power play. He's one of the guys we have on the penalty kill, and he's the guy that generates most of the offense 5-on-5 as well. So I think it takes a handful of guys, myself included, to step up and kind of try to fill what he brings to our team. So it's going to take a handful of guys, not just one or two. So we'll have those guys step up. I'm sure we will, and we'll go from there.
We're talking with Derek Lee. Derek, you go to Minnesota this weekend. You're 1-4-1, and all these things are happening. Have you ever thought, what's going on here? Because it's kind of, as Mike Eves said, a perfect storm lately.
Yeah, we have a bunch of things going on. Mark's hurt. We had the Nicholas Cardilis situation still ongoing, and with the suspension. But we're 1-4-1. That's just our record so far. You can't look back at it. All you got to do is keep building every week at practice and make sure you keep getting better. And I think that's something we're doing. So going into this weekend, we're going to feel good. We got a lot of confidence, and we're gonna go in there and do what we've been working in practice and keep getting better. So confidence isn't going to be an issue.
All right. In Minnesota, the defending McNaughton Cup champs made it to the Frozen Four a year ago. But each of the last 5 trips to Minneapolis, Wisconsin's come away with at least 1 point. In the last 4 series up there, the Badgers are 5-2-1. You play well against the Gophers in that building. I know they're loaded up front, but there's no reason you can't go up there and maybe take a couple of ponies from them. Who knows?
Hey, you never know. I mean, every year is different with people returning and who's not, whatever the team makeup is. But that's kind of what the rivalry is. It doesn't matter what team has what players. It's everybody comes to play on those weekends, and I think it's one that we get excited to play at the Mariucci. It's a fun place to play, and I'm sure it'll be just like other rivalry games with Minnesota. It'll be a good weekend.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
That's Badgers assistant captain and senior forward Derek Lee. Wisconsin and Minnesota this weekend. Friday night, the game starts at 7 o'clock. It's on FSN. Saturday night starts at 8 o'clock. It's on the Big Ten Network, but I invite you to listen to me and former Badger Patrick Johnson describe the action on the radio on the Badger Sports Network. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest, brought to you by Charter.